The shadow soldiers of Sung Jin-Woo and solo leveling are undeniably a significant element that adds to the story's appeal and vibrancy, almost to the point of being its selling point. I believe that over half of the viewers are certainly fond of Sung Jin-Woo's shadow soldiers, as each one possesses unique characteristics, strength, coolness, and distinct features. Therefore, in this clip, I want to take you through the 12 prominent shadow soldiers of Sung Jin-Woo. However, before discussing all 12, I'd like to briefly touch upon the origin and power of Sung Jin-Woo, in case some of you might have forgotten. Sung Jin-Woo's shadow extraction ability was acquired during his job change quest towards the end of the first season. The power he received allows him to reanimate deceased beings, bringing them back to life as his soldiers or servants. There are a couple of conditions for shadow extraction. First, it can only be used 3 times initially. Second, if the being or enemy has power and abilities equal to or greater than his own, he cannot extract their shadow. And third, if a being has been deceased for a long time, shadow extraction might not be possible. So, here are a few little tidbits I wanted to mention. Let's start with the first one. Tank is a monster of immense strength. Even A-rank hunters would find it difficult to defeat. Tank appeared when the gate turned red, and naturally, Sung Jin-Woo was the one who confronted it. At that time, he had just gained the shadow extraction ability and acquired Igris as his first high-ranking shadow soldier. Sung Jin-Woo wanted to test Igris's power, so he had Igris deal with the bear from the horde, which was Tank. And of course, Igris defeated it easily. Overall, Tank wasn't exceptionally strong, but in the early stages, he was a fairly significant shadow soldier. Another notable role was serving as a mount for Sung Jin-Woo. Kaisel was originally a large wyvern and the familiar of the Demon Tower's 100th floor ruler. However, after Sung Jin-Woo cleared the tower, Iron brought its corpse for Sung Jin-Woo to extract its shadow. Overall, Kaisel isn't particularly strong, but at least it has the aura of a Demon Tower ruler's familiar. Its primary use is as aerial transportation, sort of like a private jet. Jima is another A-rank monster that Sung Jin-Woo turned into a shadow soldier. Jima is mostly composed of scales and wields a trident. This creature appeared in a water-filled dungeon. Jima's attacks primarily rely on brute force, but its image as an A-rank monster makes it a formidable shadow soldier nonetheless. Iron was the first hunter to become Sung Jin-Woo's shadow soldier. Originally, he was an A-rank hunter from the White Tiger Guild named Kim Chul. Before becoming a shadow soldier, he was a tank-type hunter, and naturally, even after transformation, his role remained that of a tank, often positioned at the front lines. While he was human, he was considered quite strong, but after being turned into a shadow soldier, his skills and defense significantly increased. He was undoubtedly a key combat force in Sung Jin-Woo's early stages. Another prominent trait that everyone who watched the series would agree on is his goofiness. In that regard, he's likely number 1 and the shadow soldier who brings the most laughter. Min Byung-gyu was a healer-type hunter from Korea with unparalleled healing abilities. He could also buff allies, making him crucial in battles. However, after the 3rd Jeju Island raid, he retired from hunting due to the loss of a close friend. But he rejoined the 4th Jeju Island raid to help his friends fight the ants. Tragically, Min Byung-gyu was the only Korean S-rank hunter to die in that mission. At that moment, Cha Hae-in was critically injured and needed immediate healing. Sung Jin-Woo used shadow extraction on Min Byung-gyu to save her. After successfully healing her, Baek Yoon-ho requested that Sung Jin-Woo cancel the shadow extraction, wanting his friend to rest. Sung Jin-Woo agreed and cancelled it. If Min Byung-gyu had remained a shadow soldier, he would undoubtedly have been a major combat force. The giants are monsters whose power level is comparable to A rank. They appeared during the Tokyo dungeon break in Japan. They were incredibly strong, capable of destroying even the barrier of an S-rank hunter considered the strongest. However, Sung Jin-Woo dealt with these giants and managed to extract the shadows of 28 of them. Tusk was the leader of a high orc tribe named Kargalgan, who was A rank. Tusk was incredibly powerful, a mage proficient in various spells. It's safe to say that only an S-rank hunter could defeat him. But as seen in the anime, even for an S-rank hunter, I think it would have been impossible. Tusk's power revolved around magic. He was skilled in using any type of spell. After being defeated by Sung Jin-Woo, Kargalgan became his shadow soldier and was renamed Tusk. He also received a special item from Sung Jin-Woo that doubled his attack power. He is arguably the strongest mage-type shadow soldier. Greed, also known as Hwang Dongsu, is another hunter who became Sung Jin-Woo's shadow soldier and was also an S-rank hunter. He was the 8th S-rank hunter in South Korea who decided to move to America for better benefits. His abilities, both as a human and as a shadow soldier, remained the same and didn't improve significantly. Overall, Greed's power focused heavily on physical strength and attacks, just like when he was alive. However, Greed was still incredibly strong, capable of contending with the Ice Emperor to a certain extent. Kamish was an ancient dragon considered a calamity for humankind, requiring 5 national rank hunters to defeat. Originally, he was a subordinate of the Dragon Emperor, the Emperor of Destruction. After his defeat, his remains were stored by the American Hunter Association. During the International Hunter Conference, Sung Jin-Woo happened upon his remains and successfully used shadow extraction. Unfortunately, Kamish had been dead for a long time, so he couldn't maintain his form for long. Before dissipating, Kamish warned Sung Jin-Woo of the approaching danger. Despite being the shortest-lived shadow soldier, he proved useful to Sung Jin-Woo until his last moment. Baru is arguably the strongest hunter-type shadow soldier. As we saw in the anime, he was the Ant King, possessing immense strength capable of single-handedly defeating multiple S-rank hunters. He posed a significant threat to humanity. However, he was defeated by Sung Jin-Woo, who extracted his shadow and named him Baru. Baru's strength and development, both in life and as a shadow soldier, allowed him to communicate and speak human language. He is also the most loyal shadow soldier, almost to an excessive degree. I believe many of you are definitely fans of this shadow soldier. Igris, the Blood Knight, was the first high-ranking shadow soldier Sung Jin-Woo extracted. In the past, Igris was the chief knight of the first Shadow Monarch. Due to past events, he guarded the throne, awaiting the return of his king. By fate and coincidence, Igris was tasked with testing the next Shadow Monarch. After fighting Sung Jin-Woo and being defeated, Sung Jin-Woo used shadow extraction to awaken Igris's shadow, and Igris became Sung Jin-Woo's strongest shadow soldier in the early stages. Overall, Igris's power focuses heavily on swordsmanship, possessing both attack power and speed that are second to none. He has a balance in all aspects, like an iron fortress, and is also known as the strongest shadow swordsman. I strongly believe that Igris is the most popular shadow soldier. Belian is a general-level shadow soldier and is known as the strongest shadow soldier, both in the past and present, who stood by the first Shadow Monarch as his right-hand man. He was also the first shadow soldier in the world that the first Shadow Monarch personally extracted. Belian's abilities and power are arguably the best in every aspect. With extensive combat experience from numerous wars, his skills and experience are overwhelming. There was also a scene where Belian and Baru fought, wagering their positions, but Belian overwhelmingly defeated Baru. This clearly shows that his abilities, intelligence, and power rightfully earn him the title of the #1 shadow soldier without a doubt. So, that's about it for this clip. Friends, what do you think? Did you like it or not? Feel free to comment and discuss. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support me. For this clip, I'll take my leave now. See you next time.